up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm finally back with another hardware review, and I finally got my hands on a brand new Z490 motherboard. This is my first Z490 motherboard that I checked out, and yeah, interestingly enough, it was a pretty small motherboard. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the ASUS STRIX ROG Z490-I, which is the mini ITX form factor motherboard for some serious business. Although it is some serious money as well. Expect to pay around $300 US for this small little motherboard here. But don't let the small size fool you. It is a pretty powerful motherboard for its price. So I'm gonna leave my Amazon affiliate link in the description section, so you can check it out if you wish, right? But yeah, expect to pay around $300 exactly for this motherboard here. But anyway, where do exactly begin here? I've been fiddling around with this motherboard a little while here. I tried to build it into my smaller case, but it turned out it didn't actually. It fit fine there, but I couldn't fit my video card there. So I didn't have a 2-slot video card, so I took it out and put it into my bigger case, and it actually looks pretty good even in a bigger case. And yeah, first of all, right, before we head into some other, more technical stuff, quickly looking on the board and checking out what features does it support and have, right? So first of all, I guess it's worth to mention that it does have a pretty interesting M.2 slot design here. So we don't have any M.2 slots behind the motherboard, but they are built into this small little extra PCB, right, which has double-sided heat sinks. So there's one heatsink on the base of the motherboard, and you can then just plug this M.2 slot into it, and it has a heatsink on the other side as well. So you can have two M.2 SSDs here, and both of them would be under a heatsink, which is a pretty nice design. I really like it. Other than that, I mean, looking at the motherboard, right, as we can see, it is packed with features, right? It has 8+2 VRM phase design here, so it's pretty well thought out here into this small little motherboard, right? So you can do some pretty serious overclocking, and the VRMs are also under a little fan, so the fan doesn't really do any real noise, but in the long run, you know, I really hate fans, right? Those small fans can die, you know, can clog up in years to come, right? But, you know, maybe you actually build new PCs every few years, right? So it shouldn't be a real issue, but yeah, still, I don't really like little fans. But it is here to help cool the VRMs a little bit more. I don't have a heat gun at the moment. It's a little bit too expensive right now for me. But I am planning to get a heat gun so I can actually measure the VRM temperatures, but I don't have the results for you, so sorry for that. I did try to get it, but yeah. Other than that, we also see that in addition to the 24-pin power connector, we do have an extra 8-pin power connector as well. So yeah, it's pretty well built for overclocking at this pretty incredibly small form factor, right? And it also has, of course, the PCI Express 3.0 slot for a video card. So you can pretty much hook your 2080 Ti or 3080 Ti in here without any issues, which is pretty nice, right? And also, they somehow managed to put 4 SATA boards here as well, so you can hook up your SATA devices if you wish to. Now, yeah, quickly looking at the backside, the I/O, right, we do find one display board, one HDMI, there's also a BIOS flashback button here, with a total of 7 USB Type-A ports and a USB Type-C. And there's also the LAN port, of course, right? And we find the Wi-Fi 6 ports there. It also does come with a small antenna as well, which is pretty nice. And we also find the audio ports, and the audio chipset here is the Supreme FX S1220A. But a little bit of a bummer here, there's only 3 audio slots, right? So only the 3.5mm connector there, which is really odd. No optical out. Why? There's space there, but they decided not to put it there. That's like, why? At $300, at least an optical I want to see there, but there's just a 3.5mm audio connector for your speakers or your headset, which is pretty freaking good. Anyway, so that kind of covers all the features, and I mean, yeah, the build quality, as you can see, is pretty good on this motherboard overall, right? And I did go into the BIOS section to check out, you know, what exact BIOS features does it have for overclock, because if this motherboard is meant for overclocking, it has to have a proper BIOS to enable you to overclock. But ASUS has a trick up their sleeves as well for people that, you know, don't go into the BIOS and, you know, fiddle with 100 different settings to get the most maximum power out of your CPU, right? ASUS also has AI Suite 3, which is an incredible piece of software that automatically overclocks your PC. And takes into consideration all your cooling solutions, so it tries to find a nice middle ground. Maybe not the maximum rate, but a nice place for your setup, for your case, for your ventilation system. So that's pretty good. I really love that software from ASUS. But if you wish to, yes, you can go into the BIOS, and the BIOS is really well built here, as with most ASUS's product, right? With their ROG lineup, the BIOS was just packed with features, packed with stuff to fiddle around with, to tweak your PC, so you can get the most maximum out of your memory or your CPU, right? So overall, I mean, for $300, I mean, I'm pretty fine with paying $300 for the brand new, the latest and greatest motherboard for the Mini ITX, right? So if you want a mini PC that is a real powerhouse, right, that you can hook up your 10-core CPU and do proper overclocking with it, right, and also hook up your 3080 Ti or whatever, you know, comes up in the next month or two, right? Then this board is definitely ready to go for you guys. So if you're looking for a Mini ITX board, definitely check this board out and you won't be disappointed. If you don't use optical out. God, why didn't they put an optical out there? And just a single 3.5mm audio connector, that's like, why? Why? Anyway, yeah, that's kind of gonna conclude my quick little review from the Z490-I from ASUS ROG. And yeah, for $300 it's fine, but God, the absence of an optical out for me is a real letdown here. The audio department is a question mark for me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the little review here. Nothing too major here, right? But anyway, leave a comment down below in the description, and if you have any questions, yeah, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them myself. But anyway, that's going to be it for my little review here. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.